You are listening to the Betterme podcast. Before we get into today's episode, wish you all a fantabulous day ahead. Let me start this episode with a short story. Once there lived a bunch of frogs in a bog, and one fine day there was a competition announced in that bog, and a few frogs, which were young and bold, came forward to participate in the competition. The competition was to climb a pole that was near the bog, and whichever frog climbs the pole first would be considered as the winner. So, four frogs which came forward to participate, they all started to climb. And when these were climbing, what happened was the pole started to shake suddenly, and the rest of the frogs that were watching these four frogs climb, they started shouting. They were asking the frogs not to climb because they thought that the pole might fall on them or it might put them in danger. So, three frogs came back. They didn't want to climb, but only one frog, it did not give up. Instead, it tried to climb the pole, irrespective of what the other frogs in the bog had to say. It was trying very consistently, and finally it was able to climb the pole despite it swinging here and there. It was finally able to reach the top of the pole, and after the frog that climbed the pole came back to the bog, and everybody started asking the frog that had won, why didn't you listen to us? We said it wasn't safe to climb the pole, but you weren't able to even listen to us. And to all of their surprise, the frog that had climbed the pole and won was deaf. It wasn't able to hear anything that the other frogs said. And that's the reason why it did not give up. It had nothing else in its mind, or was not swayed by any other idea or influence from the other frogs. The same happens in our life too. Most of the time, though we have a certain goal or a defined plan in our lives, and sometimes we might even put in the best effort to pursue it, but the circumstances, the situation around us, the environment, the social conditioning that we are put into, the people that we surround ourselves with might influence us. And most of the cases, it is true. We are influenced by the people around us, by the opinion of others, by the comments passed by people who do not even have 1% of common sharing or anything to do with what we have got to achieve. Still, we give so much preference to what the other people have to say. And we're all not deaf, right? We are all really very awake to everything around us, and that's in one way good, but in another way it's not really very helpful. Sometimes when we have to achieve our goals and we know for sure that this is what we want, and we are not ready to accept anything else apart from that, we are so much rigid about what we want, then what's the point to listen to somebody else's opinion of what you have got to do? Or why do you even have to be moved by what others have in their mind about what you are pursuing? It doesn't matter. When you want something and you are going forward to it, you're putting all your effort with all your heart and soul, then why do you have to bother about what others have to say? You could ask me, then what is the solution for all these things? Should we become like that deaf frog, not listen to what others have got to say? Or what if somebody's got a very good option or a good piece of advice that will help me to achieve my goal much easily? Should I not listen to them? This could be your question. I'm not asking you to turn deaf ear to what others have to say. I'm just asking you to be more rational. Not everybody who advises you is well versed. Not everybody who speaks to you is intelligent. And not everyone who's got something to speak about what you are pursuing has or will have the same common goal. Their path might be different. It might just be their own ideas. And not all ideas are going to be foolproof. There is no assurance of it. Being that the case, and when you lack the rationale to find out which is right and which is wrong, and when you do not have the clear, steady mindset to not be disturbed by what others have to say when it comes to wanting to achieve what you want to achieve, then it's better to become that deaf frog. But the best method would be to be more rational, to take up the advice but not strictly be bounded by it. Though somebody has got something to say, it doesn't have to bother you. You don't have to take it to your heart. You don't have to be swayed by it. You don't have to give a second thought. That's what I'm trying to say. If it's going to be positive, fine, accept it, take it, make use of it, use it as an inspiration or a motivation. But if it's something that's negative, that's totally away from what you have in your mind, something that's totally contrasting, opposite, be very clear about what you want. If you are very strong and clear about what you want, nobody in this world except you can change your mind. And if you ask me, I would say once you decide, even you yourself should not be able to change your mind. That should be the kind of determination that will help you to succeed. You are the best judge of yourself, and nobody else is. So it's up to you to define what you are, understand what you are. Are you a person who gets swayed easily by what others have to say? Or if anybody says something, do you get disturbed easily? Do you think about what you have been doing because somebody said something about it? Then please become that deaf frog. There's nothing wrong. It's for your own well. It's for your own welfare. On the other hand, are you a person who is very rational, who is very, very sure about what others have to say and what you have to take from what others have to say, and you're very focused? Then of course you're already on the right path. You don't have to worry about it. Just be normal and be yourself. And be more focused on what you want in your life to achieve that perfect, beautiful, awesome life that's awaiting you.